Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up?
Everybody doing great? I'd like to introduce you to a buddy of mine, Machine Gun Kelly. This is real. This is fam right here. This is pretty cool to have him in here in this little kind of intimate setting with you guys today, and we have some great questions. You guys going to the show tonight? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
How were you, bro?
Good. Wishing we were playing a bigger venue.
It's going to be a sweat box.
I know. Well, it just seems odd that we came and we would sell out like 2,000 kids for the past 3 times, and then now we're going and playing like a 1,000 cap. I'm just like, I just want to like keep pushing and getting bigger and like pushing it. But punk rock shows are cool. This
is going to be something like we've been doing a lot of small intimate shows with Go when we first started and putting people in like 500-person venues. It's like that old school, that sweat box, that punk rock, that everybody's on top of each other moshing. That energy is going to be...
Yeah, but I just came off a really bad sweat box show that I was like furious about.
I love that term.
Do you know what I mean? Like I like we had played like 2,000 kids roughly like the day before, and then the next day we played like 500 kids and like in this small place in Morgantown that we drove 13 hours to get to. Wow. And I was like, oh cool, well this is gonna be cool because it's like 500 kids. Those are my favorite shows usually. Like,
of course.
Usually like the greatest time, like it's always like the night when there's like 500 kids that I bust off like the best guitar solo I've ever done, and like in front of like 3,000 people. I'm like, why does it suck right now? But like, so we were playing, and it was honestly the first time I've ever stopped a show and looked at a crowd and verbatim said this: man, y'all suck.
What? Wow.
I've never once said that ever, and like the look on people's face, I couldn't believe I said it when I said I was just so in the moment and so mad because I was like, yo, we just drove 13 hours here.
Yeah.
Like my whole career I've spent playing places like this, right?
Yeah,
which is 6 to 7 years of doing that repeatedly.
Yeah.
Full of in between, every time you get off stage, everyone's like, oh man, you're a superstar, man. You're a superstar. And I'm like, I don't know, man. There's still like 300 kids out there, man.
Right.
But, and so like, it was like 6, 7 years of that. And then like this year, for some reason, like all this stuff like started exploding and like stuff started registering and all like the songwriting started making sense to people and the album did well. And like, so we go on this tour and, you know, then in the middle of this tour, like Bad Things comes out, and I was like, you know, when Bad Things was coming out, I was like, okay, cool, like another. I was just putting records out.
Right.
I didn't like expect that record to come out and like people freak out over the record.
It's a good record.
It's in the top 30, dude. I've never been that high in my life.
Number 1 Shazamming record in Minneapolis. Yeah. Phenomenal response.
Yeah.
It kind of crept up. And
right.
I know the sound, a lot of your fans, and especially the diehard EST, they love that Till I Die sound. And so when you hear something like this, I wonder how it's going to react. And it really
even cooler
is.
Because the girls are like, all right, yeah, it's tight getting like super beat up and sweaty for an hour, but it's nice when you give us like 3 minutes to like talk to us. You know what I mean? So like,
very nice.
I think like, okay, so the record comes out, and like all of a sudden there's this big boom in the middle of the tour. Like, all of a sudden, like all these rooms that I like dreamed of like filling up, like start filling up, right? And I was like, oh, sick. And then, you know, so then we go there like, all right, well, we have that, you know, that show tomorrow in Morgantown. There's 500 kids, whatever.
Right.
And like, I've played that venue twice, like sold out every time. It's usually like crazy energy. So I was like, oh, it's cool. We're gonna go there. And it's going to be even more crazy energy because people are like, oh, you literally do not have to be here performing in this venue. They sucked, man. It sucked. I like went there and I was like, you know what I'm saying, like just perform my heart out, and people were just sitting there like with a beer, like as if like you shouldn't be able to even just stand there. You shouldn't. You're like, it's like this. This is what the concert looked like, and I'm like, it may never be like this again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so like. Yeah, you know, it sucks to spend an hour and a half in front of people that you're just like, you don't get it. Like,
I don't think tonight you're going to have that problem.
No.
I don't think tonight this is the...
No, not at all. This has been sold out from, like...